Good evening, everybody. It's 7 o'clock. Today is Monday, January the 4th, 2021. Meeting is the Spring Hope Board of Commissioners monthly meeting. First item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. I will ask everyone that can, please stand, remove your hat, face the flag, and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First item on our agenda is the minutes from the board meeting on December the 7th. Members of the board have had a chance to read over them. I entertain a motion for any changes or a motion to accept them as written.
I make a motion we accept them as written.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the minutes as written. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing for zoning RZ 2020-01. We need a motion to go into a public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and second to go into public hearing. No more discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Mr. Manager, if you will lead us into this discussion and we'll open it up to the public.
Okay. Again, the applicant is Augusta L. Jones. This is for property at 813 East Nash Street. The purpose is to rezone what is existing GB general business to fall back to RA residential agricultural.
Give us anything.
Oh, okay. So, the developer, a developer named Mr. Joey White has approached the town with interest in this parcel. Again, originally it was zoned RA in the past, but back in 2015 it was rezoned to GB for general business. There is no business on the property. It is vacant. There is one house on that property. Mr. White's interest is to hopefully, potentially subdivide the property and put homes back on there, potentially 2 to 3. Ms. Jones is here this evening. If you all have any questions, per the staff report, if you want to look at what the town's current zoning ordinance, section 2670, the permitted uses, those are the listed of permitted uses under an RA. We have a bed and breakfast, a boarding house with a conditional use permit approval, single family dwelling, manufactured home class A, manufactured home modular, and a planned residential development with special use permits. And again, you have copies of the aerial image showing where this particular parcel is located. It's off of East Nash Street, alternate 64. Heading east out towards the town limits. And then with the vicinity zoning, you can see that it is, now the coloring is green, but it is actually, should be painted, something that hasn't been updated by Nash County GIS department, but it is general business. And you can see that it's surrounded by general business on the northern portion of the property, but to the west, it is similar in the sense of it being general business, and to the east of it, it is actually residential manufactured home. And then the last page of the materials for this rezoning request is actual examples provided by the developer, Mr. White, and in some of the projects that he has done in and around the area. And I believe he's here. Okay. He's in the back corner if there are any questions and concerns on the matter. And again, from the staff report, underneath their recommendation for potential approval by the Board of Commissioners. In red is stated what their reasonings were for the motions for consideration.
Is there anyone here from the public that wishes to address this issue? Or have any comments for the board?
Personal?
Yes, sir.
Well, I like to see the section developed. I was raised right here in Springhope, and it's, at first I've been to the board before about changing the zoning, which didn't have too much progress in trying to sell the land that way. So now I'm coming back, and I like to see the adjoining land is by home houses, and eventually that would be, I would hope to be able to remodel that and put the section in that Springhope looking a whole lot better than what it does now, and what is with houses there and what have you. And I like Mr. White, Mr. Brent's plan for the land, and I'm trying to get it approved so we could start some work on that project.
So you're the actual owner of the property?
I am
Present
owner,
time.
I'm owner, and along with the sister. This is 91 years old, but she really would like to take care. And then I have sisters-in-law, so there was 4 of us, and I own 2/3 of it because my sister passed, and her son, I bought his share of the land. So I'm taking care of it because the other siblings are not able to do that. They're older than I am. It's kind of getting to be bit much for me too. So as far as getting selling the land at this time. But I'm also interested in the project that it will come if it pans out. By the grace of God.
I'm just trying to end the public part of this meeting, and the board may have questions for you. We'll go into the actual discussion of the rezoning as soon as we close the public portion. If there's no one else from the public that wishes to speak, then I would entertain a motion to go back into open session.
I'd like to say something.
You're the developer, sir, right?
Yes. Well, shall we?
The board's probably gonna have questions. for you,
Okay.
And this is just for the public.
Okay.
This is the public forum part of it.
Thank you.
But if you wish to speak,
That's okay, I'll wait.
if there's no more discussion from the public, if I could get a motion to go back into open session.
Motion to go back.
I have a motion from Commissioner Tucker and a second from Commissioner Griffin to go back into open session. If there is no more discussion by the board, all in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. The next item on our agenda is to consider action on RZ 2020-01, the rezoning request for this parcel of property.
And again, on the application, you can see the responses from the applicant. Basically, it's written in the staff report as well too. Again, how do the potential uses of the new district classification relate to the existing character? There are no negative effects. In what ways is property proposed for rezoning suited for the potential uses of the new district? Residential is presently on subject property as well as property to the east of the subject. And 3, how will the proposed rezoning affect the value of nearby buildings? And the applicant responded with no negative effects.
Does the board have any questions? I was going to ask Mr. White or Mr. James if they would like to address us before we take this under consideration. Mr. White, if you'd like to speak now,
Sure.
give you a chance while the board is reading over the papers.
It's about a little over 5.5 acres. It has an old farmhouse on it now that's in need of some love. Probably what we would do is fix up the farmhouse or finance it to someone with intent to have that fixed up. We divided it up in a little less than 2 acres each. We want 3 units up there total. Just 2 more because there's 1. Not sure exactly what we would put there. We're in talks now with Frank's Home Place in Nashville about some modular housing. We're doing a project in town of Bunn, modular housing with them now. Brent Basson was supposed to be here tonight. His wife's in very bad shape, but he's indicated he has someone that will buy it from us if we finance it for him. We're looking to do affordable, nice housing there. Something that looks good, something that makes some sense, that someone can afford to purchase, owner financing probably. For sure in the old house, that would be what we would do to start with. Ms. Jones has had it for sale for a long time and not had a lot of interest in it. They've had some people that wanted to do some car repair, that wanted them to finance it, and they just didn't have any money. Our company has the money to do whatever we do right. I'm from Seven Pass, been there 25 years. Got a lot of projects going on around. All of our stuff looks good, the best in the neighborhood generally, wherever we go. Like I say, we're doing one downtown Bunn right now, it's really sharp. Probably do the same thing over there. Just clean, affordable. It's got in between the mechanic shop that's there now, there's a big old buffer in between, which I'm real happy with. And she owns the other house beside this parcel we're talking about. So we're trying to look at that also. But any questions for me? I'll be glad to.
Madam Board, any questions for the developer?
I do have a question. When we're talking about affordable, and I guess it's because I'm looking at Spring Hope as a whole.
Yes,
so, and knowing like some of the prices of Frank's homes and everything. So what range are you looking at when you're talking about bringing affordable housing to this particular community? Because I guess I would want to make sure it's something that our community could afford.
Right. Depending on what we can get with them, anywhere from $125 to $175 or so, if it's something brand new. But what we like to try to do is try to do owner finance, and that helps a lot of people. Like that old farmhouse, they couldn't get along. No one can get along with that because of the shape it's in. But you know, if we can find the right person for it, to fix it up, see our vision, you know, we'll put them in that. That would be something below $40,000. Just start with. Then just get in there. So, you know, it's 40 to 175, just depends.
Thank you.
They're working with us right now, Frank's Home Place. Just the market's kind of strange right now, honestly.
Anybody else have any questions? Anybody have any questions to the public, guys? Would the board like to act to the suggested motions from the planning board, or would you like a little more time of discussion?
I make a motion that RZ-2020-01 is not inconsistent with comprehensive plans that have been adopted by the town of Spring Hope.
Do I have a second to that motion?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. That RZ 2020-01 is not inconsistent with the comprehensive plan. If there are no more discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. In reference to the second motion?
I make a motion that based on information presented by staff and other interested parties, RZ-2020-01 does have an acceptable level of impact on both the immediate area and the community
motion and a second on item number 2. If there's no more discussion from the board, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. And on the third item,
I make a motion that Spring Hill Board of Commissioners does approve the following rezoning request RZ-2020-01.
do I have a second? I have a motion and a second that the Board of Commissioners does approve the following rezoning request. There's no more discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. That motion passes. Zoning request has been approved by the town. Zoning request is approved.
Yes.
May I say, I'd like to thank you all for what you've done here tonight, and, because I have a younger driver with me, unless you need to ask me something else, I need to get to Ms. Wilson.
No, ma'am, you're welcome to leave.
Okay,
We're done
thank
with
you
this
very much.
item.
Thank you for your service.
The next item I have on the agenda is planning board replacement recommendation.
Again, from the staff memo there, we do have one,
Thank you.
we have one replacement for a full board member. You do actually have copies of the planning board application. You actually have 3 copies. One is an individual who is already currently an alternate on our board. Recommendation from staff is to potentially move that individual to the full board position. He has been attending a majority of the planning board meetings and has been active and participating, counting as a quorum to serve on that board. And again, if that were the case that the board does move that individual up, then you would need to fill the replacement for an alternate. So, but again, it's at your discretion on how you want to propose any nominations or motions to consider anyone for the current full-time full board vacancy for the planning board.
I'm going to ask for a bit of clarification for the board.
Sure.
Mr. Willis is the current alternate,
Yes.
and have you checked with the other two, and are they still both interested in serving?
Other than Mr. Willis, yes, they are.
Have they attended any of the board meetings?
Planning board meetings?
Yes.
No.
Now, are either one of these 2 applicants also applicants for the downtown development board?
We have one individual, Ms. Rivera. She has applied for an application on the planning board as well as a downtown development board. The other individual has just an application for the planning board.
So, help me with that last name, is that Zadicki or Zadicki? Is that, am I pronouncing, I don't know.
This
Catherine Cole.
Zinzik.
Zinzik, okay.
Zinzik.
So that's.
So she's applied only for planning?
She has applied only for the planning board, yes, correct. And she applied back in 2018, and I did contact her, and she still has interest in serving on the planning board.
Are there any available on downtown development board?
There are multiple openings on the downtown development board.
Based on that, I'll make a motion that Ms. Zinzik be placed as an alternate on
And
the
that
planning board, and that
Willis,
Mr. Willis, yes, receive the full-time seat with regular seat.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to make Mr. Willis the new full-time member of the planning board, and Ms. Zinzik as the alternate. And I guess we ask Mr. Rivera to You included her also in downtown development?
Yes.
She already has an application for
Extend it,
the,
yeah.
and that'll come at a later date to the board of commissioners.
Why can we not make that happen right now?
Because the downtown development board is going to interview and speak with the applicant. There's quite a few applicants for the downtown development, and then they will proceed to send some names up to the board of commissioners the following month.
I have a motion and a second to make Mr. Willis the new full-time position on the planning board, and Catherine Zinzik as the alternate. If there's no more discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion passes.
Who came on, Joe? Who came on?
Mr. Warren.
One.
And Sandra Blanchard.
The next item I have on my agenda is the Chamber of Commerce has the updates.
Chamber doesn't have anything to add tonight.
I interrupted a previous conversation. The next item we have on the agenda is consider recommendations for the draft language for the golf course ordinance. This evening, the chief has not been able to attend due to spending time in quarantine due to COVID. And if y'all would like to let this one wait till next month, or if we'd like to go ahead and start discussing it tonight, or the manager said he is available by phone.
Unless it's winter time, I don't think we have a lot of people right around. I would rather wait till the chief could be here in person, personally, but now, there's a lot of other people who are sport who might have an opinion.
I agree with you, I doubt very seriously. We're riding golf carts right now.
Ain't no many riding them anyway.
Yeah.
Are y'all fine with that? Or ask for a vote to table it next month? Or we just do it? I think we have a show of hands that we'd like to table it. We'll
I make a motion to table it.
Second.
I have a motion to table the draft language for the golf course ordinance and multiple seconds. If there's no more discussion, all in favor, please say aye. All opposed, say nay. This motion is tabled to the next meeting. Our next item on the agenda is the report from our town attorney.
That's a report from board tonight.
Next item on the agenda would be the report from environment.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Commissioners. It's a pretty typical report for you again this month. A couple events that occurred. We did have some pressure loss just before Christmas holiday due to an electrical hiccup at the Ash Street well. But after investigating that there was in fact no water leak, we did find that issue and get it resolved and got the towers filled back up, and that pressure has been restored quickly. We know that many residents did call to report some discoloration of pressure, but rest assured that we were on top of it at the time. We had pursued a potential water leak down there on South Ash Street after the holiday, which did lead to some additional work to be done yet still. We do have part of the lane down there blocked off until those repairs can be completed. What had happened is in looking for a potential leak, we turned some valves which caused some water within the main line there to come up even more through the pavement, which had to be cleared away and dug up, and so we will further investigate where that leak in the main line is, and then repair the road as necessary. Beyond that, we had an active work order month, most of which were only just rereads of water meters and service turn-off and turn-ons, and then again the investigations into water quality and water pressure issues. Much lighter month in rainfall, which was quite significant from the month before. We did kick on the Montgomery Street well for a time there to get the water towers back up and running to full capacity, but have since backed off again to 2 wells running. The cumulative water flow through the wastewater treatment plant is much increased from last month, but a lot of that is residual flows from the previous month's rainfall that came in through the early portion of the month. Again, that's the bulk of the operational report from EnviroLink, and I would welcome any questions or concerns that you may have for me.
Does anybody have any questions for EnviroLink this month? Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Mr. Manager, I will let you handle the police report.
You have the December 2020 event summary. Total call for service was 145, 39 vehicle stops, and 4 vehicle accidents. Again, all this data is as of December 31st. Do you have any questions or concerns?
Anyone? We will go on to the next item, the manager's report.
First item is the markings on 64 alternate 581 day. They have both been completed as of this month's report. In regards to the next item, public nuisance and violations report. So for the building at 101 South Poplar Street, contact with the property owner was finally made on 12/31, and we are now trying to schedule an inspection with the county's building inspector, and as well as the fire marshal's office. They did contact me, letting me know that they had difficulty reaching out to the property owner. So once I had contact with her, I let them know that I would try to coordinate so that all parties could be there for the inspection on the same date. I do have another update that we got as of today. So at the house at debris at 314 South Ash Street, property owner Mr. Wiggins, he did contact the town via email, let us know that he is working on trying to get a demo permit from the county. He is in contact with the contractor, and I will follow up with him this week. He stated that he should have a potential start date to remove the debris, so I will follow up with him this week.
What about the other property that's been on the nuisance report?
The other one was the hardware store. We're still in contact with the property owner, or owners with the family. A kind of a situation or dispute with ownership right now, potential litigation. So, but we are following up with them, both parties.
That's it for your report?
That's it for now.
I will start on my left with Commissioner Wilkins. Do you have any other business for the board this evening? Commissioner Kane?
No, sir.
Commissioner Griffin?
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Lucas?
No.
Commissioner Tucker? I will entertain a motion for adjournment. I have a motion and a second, multiple seconds. If there's no more discussion, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. We are adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.